All right, guys, so now that we have the motor and transmission mounted in the truck, the next thing to do is fuel system. And luckily, that's gonna be pretty simple because of this right here. For an NA application like this, quantum fuel systems, pretty easy to find everything that you're gonna need there. So we have our new 340 liter per hour fuel pump. Then we have the kit that comes with that, with the sock and everything. Nice filter, simple setup. That's just gonna go right on the stock hanger. Over here, we got our Corvette. This is like an LS1 fuel regulator and filter. It has these fittings that just snap onto it. So you just get that thing mounted back near the tank. Super simple. That way you're only running one line up to the front of the truck. Got a couple more fittings here that we're gonna be using, and then Evil Energy with some AN line that we're gonna run up to the front. So pretty simple. So Chris is on his way up here. The hardest part of this is gonna be dropping the tank. So the tank has 4 bolts on it that hold it up, as well as what other random pieces you're gonna have. There's gonna be some wires, there's gonna be some hoses still attached, but all that's pretty simple. So we just have to get the tank off of it. Once the tank's off of it, we're gonna pull out all the old hard lines that run along the frame and come up right here under the header. We just wanna get those out of the way. That way it's just one AN line. It's gonna be running all the way up there. I told April that it'll explode if we cause any sparks. And so she's very worried about that.
Why did you even tell her?
I don't know. That's what it says in the manual.
So my truck, I was working on my truck recently. I fill the tank and it leaks if I fill it too high, right? So it's just like spilling on the ground. And recently what I had to do, remember, I don't know if I told you this. My truck was sitting at about a 15-degree angle.
Right.
Because the rear left shackle broke. But as it turns out, I got under there. Not only did the rear left shackle break, but the mount for the shackle broke and the front leaf spring hanger broke. Right?
So like literally the whole side of it.
Yeah, the entire left side was bam, it was down. And it was, not only was it down, but it was back.
Yeah.
So my truck was driving down the road, it was dog walking.
Cool.
Right? It was like at this angle.
You've now dog walked at least 2 vehicles in your life.
Yeah, isn't that nice? So yeah, the first one was the accident. Yeah. But so I'm under there with a grinder, and then I get to the front. I'm like, well, these are riveted. How am I gonna get this out? So I just grabbed it anyway. But yeah, like I said, the gas tank was leaking. Mm-hmm. So I'm just spraying sparks absolutely everywhere. And not only that, I was doing it in a parking lot full of children.
Oh, okay.
Because I was doing it at Stewart Park. It was low income housing. A bunch of children were coming up to me on their bicycles, shirtless. There's a kid, like a young kid on a scooter. He rides up to me and he's like, hey. I was like, hey, you need any help? I'm like, not from you, you 10-year-old. I didn't say that to him. Like, I said, no, like, this is kind of stuff I have to do myself. And then he's like, oh yeah, that's fucked. And he just rides away on his Razor scooter. I'm like, when I was 10 years old, my dad would have beat the hell out of me.
Yeah.
If you heard me like talking.
It's a new generation, Chris. It's just a new generation.
It was just mind-boggling.
Yeah, dude. I mean.
Anyway, so I just decided to take the chance, and I didn't explode. That's what I was trying to tell you.
There we go.
that was a great story.
It didn't blow up.
This'll work.
Okay.
This'll work.
All right. Well, Chris tries to get his camera set up.
I don't actually. Hold on. I didn't break the camera. It's okay.
Okay. I'm gonna get this unscrewed so we can take this thing off.
So I got to give a quick synopsis of what I'm doing here.
I mean, it's completely up to you, Chris.
Did you already explain everything? It doesn't matter. I'm gonna explain again. We got 4 bolts holding this gas tank in, this fuel tank in, right? We got 2 through bolts here, both 14 mils. Let's see the top here. Yeah, top feels like a 14 as well. Then also some 14 mils in the front. And so what my job is, I've got to take these and take them off to take the gas tank down. It's that simple. Do this? So what they did was great, and that is they undercoated this with some oil. But every time I try to reposition myself, I grab something and it's just all oil. And of course, once in a while, oh, there we go. I got that. These bolts look pretty new back here, Warren. You haven't done anything with this before?
No.
What do you mean, uh-oh?
I don't know. Why would there be new bolts back there? You know, the tank came off recently.
Perhaps. What do you need to take that out for? Oh, never mind. Because they're taking the tank down?
Yeah.
It's got a bunch of rust just pouring down on my face.
Yeah. You'll have that. This thing's weird.
I'm gonna get the front ones here too.
If this gas tank falls on you, Chris, I swear.
If it falls on you?
No, you.
Oh, I told you, it's fine. I guess it's just the shield. I thought maybe it could have been a twofer.
Like,
I didn't know.
No, bam.
I didn't know if it was like a twofer, if it was holding both the shield and the tank. But you know,
appears to be just a shield. Hopefully this tank fits under the frame. I think it will. Maybe.
what do you mean fits on the frame?
To drag it out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It'll be okay.
What is your plan, dude?
What's my plan? My plan is to take the tank out.
You can't come out on top of you.
Oh my gosh. Oren, you do not understand how I work. I just do things first and ask questions later.
Yeah, I do know that, Chris. It's been your MO like your entire life.
Yeah, that's how I get into these shenanigans.
Mm-hmm. How heavy does it feel?
I don't know yet. It hasn't fallen on me. All right, Oren, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm like the opposite of you. You like to do calculated things. You make decisions and you act on.
That's because I'm terrified of disappointing people.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, like, here I am just acting first. So I'm a good like counter to whatever it is that you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Which is, it could be a good thing, it could be a bad
good
thing.
yin to my yang.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying?
All right, this is about to fall on me. I've recorded like 20 minutes of me taking out only 4 bolts. That's still recording, by the way.
So I can move the filler neck.
Can you? I don't think it can go above the frame. I think we're gonna have to, because there's like the.
It's bendy, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's a hard portion above that was attached to the bracket. I don't think that can make it
I don't
between
know.
the frame
Looks
and
like
the
it
bed.
could.
You think so?
I don't know.
No. Here. I might need a pair of pliers. Okay, there we go. Take a look at the top. There's the top of the tank.
What you got up there?
Some stuff that goes into a fuel tank. 2 rubber hoses, evap lines, and then 2 fuel lines, and then an electrical connector, which I've disconnected. This is tight. This is what I imagine somebody in a World War I submarine would feel like.
Yeah. Pretty terrifying.
Just like a barrel with a little motor on it, pretty much.
Dude.
Man, can you imagine dying in a place like that? That'd
Dude, have
be
you
horrible.
seen like pictures of like U-boats and stuff? The inside is terrifying. It's literally like the whole wall is just pipes with like
Pipes and valves.
yeah. All I'm saying is, yeah, that would have terrified me.
1.
60 something, we'll say.
All right, I have 3 off. Okay.
Oh, dick. Hey, look at that. A gas tank. Like, what happened to this thing when we picked it up? Before we picked it up.
Whatever that is smells great.
I know, right? This is McGuire's ultimate quick detailer.
Yeah,
Separately?
I think so. Or these are like stripped or something.
Dude, I don't think they're just not the right size. No, they're coming. They're it's like, it's creepy, but what do you have on there right now?
That's a 9mm. The only time I've ever used a 9mm was on this, pretty much. Maybe not. Yeah, it's got a new gasket. You gotta pop this thing down through.
Push it. There we go.
No, there's no
There's
pop.
no pop.
So I guess the line that goes to it was just for fuel level. That's it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, what's wrong with mounting this in line?
I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure if they use the fuel. It's cooling.
They probably do. And that's the kind of pump that if it's
Yeah.
If there's no fuel getting to it, let's say there's an air bubble, this thing gonna burn itself out real easy.
Yep. Now it is.
Huh?
I said now it's disrupting the video.
It's okay.
Come on, April.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Go.
Go what?
Faster. Oh, how kind. Yeah, so Chris, if you look at the frame here, okay. Right, you see it? You see what I'm talking about? Yeah, that right there. It's like a fuel line that just goes into the frame.
Oh.
I'm like, is that the vent line?
It is.
Just vent it into the frame. So at some point your frame could catch on fire.
That'd be pretty funny. The other line goes to here, this whatever solenoid or valve this is. I don't know if there is a charcoal canister. I think it just vents the atmosphere.
Okay. But in the book, there's definitely, it looks more like a traditional pump, in-tank pump, which is a very generic thing, but
I think this just goes directly to a metal line.
which makes sense because these had a, you know what I mean, right? Like a motor-driven pump.
Yeah. Yeah, if it was carbureted.
Yep.
And a mechanical pump.
So this is actually what we're going for, is an in-tank pump, albeit the truck may have had a mechanical pump, which is why they replaced it with just the basic hanger that has nothing on it. Now that we will have to wait on that, the next thing is that is where the fuel lines come up there. So see, like right on the exhaust, all that fun stuff. Those lines right there.
Oh yeah,
Now, I was just planning on taking all those out
I would.
and just running one AN line up. And it'd be even better if I could run the AN line up, like probably over top of the transmission.
Yeah, that looks horrible, actually, to...
Yeah.
I mean, we can't really do much. I don't know. Maybe we could just bend them off to the side here.
Thing is, too, there's also the size of them. They're servicing a 4-cylinder engine that was carbureted.
That's true.
So I don't think they're going to be big enough anyways.
What size line were you going to run to the engine?
AN 6.
Okay, so...
6 AN. So bring that up. We could bring it up along the frame rail there, like tight, on the body. It probably is okay. Or we bring it up dead center. Try to
I feel like a dead center would kind of suck. If you ever have to do any replacement,
yeah, it's blocked.
yeah.
So
Right up on the side is fine.
you could bring it up the side, and then you could even, if you wanted, you could wrap it here to get to your rails.
Right.
I don't know if there's any sense in running any line yet because we don't have a fitting on the other. I mean, we.
No, I don't...
Yeah.
I think you might be right. We could run some line...
It's got to go. The problem with running the line is it's got to go to this. It's just one line that runs to the front.
Yeah.
So if we knew where to put this based on where not transmission. I'm so used to the transmission.
Yeah.
Where the gas tank is, we could just screw this to the frame and then run that line forward. But I don't know where to cut it because the intake manifold is gonna get here in 3 weeks.
So we might have to wait on that too.
Yeah.
But we can still plan
We
where the
still
line's going to go.
take the hard lines out, so there's room to kind of move through that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so that at least today won't be a total bust. It wasn't a total bust anyway. We got the tank out.
Yep. These lines.
Yeah, I got those little brackets.
Oh, perfect. Look at that. I wonder how much these will want to come out. Ooh. I don't know. Nice. Oh, it's right on your face. Right on the face.
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay. All right, I think that's all the brackets.
Just add another "it is what it is" to the list.
Yeah, that's okay. I just wasn't expecting. It's not like a whole lot of fuel, but it's definitely more than.
It surprised me. It's open. As is, but I guess, it's aiming up, so. Oh, I can smell it now, Chris.
Well, that's gonna make it difficult. I don't really want to go into the fuel puddle, but if I have to, I have to.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Oh, I see it's starting to disappear.
Okay.
It's so ironic. It came back. You want me to pull? You want me to pull it this way?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's almost there. It's almost there, Chris.
Spend it out.
Oh, there it is. Oh wait, dude. Oh my God. God, this is so chaotic.
What?
Nothing. I'm just fucking. Now we should like light one end of this and see what happens.
That's a good idea.
There we go. It's pretty rusty down there.
You gonna light it?
No. I mean, progress is progress, right?
Yeah, I got a little bit of something done.
No, at the end of the day, all this has to come out because the LS fuel system is pretty simple. So there's not like a ton that we're going to be reusing at this point because there's really nothing, just the tank.
Yeah.
And then the appropriate hanger. So we're gonna have to order in the hanger style that's set up for the electric pump, which looks like it should only be like $100 or so. Yeah. And then put that in, and then we could continue on with running the lines up to the front, mounting the fuel filter, pressure regulator thing, and then yeah, then it's done. That's the nice part. It's pretty simple from that point, from that perspective. You know what I mean? Okay, but I'm not gonna make this one drag out. So we're gonna get that new hat ordered in here, a new hanger system for the fuel pump, and then we will resume the rest of the process in part 2 for the fuel system.